NFL insider Adam Schefter talking about the Cowboys being a sleeper team to watch to draft a quarterback.
Well, what about Jerry? What are they going to do at quarterback if they lose Dak? That's interesting. And that's why I think the Dallas Cowboys might just be a sleeper team in the quarterback market during the draft. Because at some point in time, they might have to draft a quarterback higher than you'd think at some point in time. Because Dak is going into the last year of the contract, and it might be time to get somebody in there to start grooming him. Just like they found Dak Prescott in round 4, might be time to go find another quarterback in another round to begin to get him ready.
That's what I keep asking. Is the draft going to give us our quarterback answer when it comes to Prescott? So let's go through all the scenarios and situations.
Okay.
You have a thought?
Well, I mean, if they draft a quarterback at 24, I think it does give us our answer.
Yes. It does.
At least, I mean, even though they kept Aaron Rodgers for 3 years after Jordan Love was drafted. I mean, it still gave them their answer. It was just a delayed answer. I don't think that's going to happen here.
Yeah, if they draft one that early, it gives an answer. If they don't, maybe this whole kind of quiet mutual understanding is in play, where Dak understands. Look, we're giving you 60. We just can't do it this offseason. It'll be next offseason. As they said, yeah, we've talked to Prescott and we're kind of on the same page there. So that's what I'm waiting to see. If they're truly terrified, I don't think they would draft one because I think they're so arrogant. They're like, he'll never leave us. They either have an understanding or he's not going to go ahead and leave us. We're the Dallas Cowboys. He's not going to go anywhere else. He would not dare. But that is a draft storyline for me when I'm going to be sitting back at Pluckers watching it.
Well, you're gonna be out there at Pluckers. Good for you.
The whole station is.
Yeah, I'm not. Broadus isn't. Bolchuk isn't.
Well, people who are fun and entertaining.
Yeah.
I see. Okay. All right.
I'll be at the Fort Worth one, I'm sure. Again, love it.
Sounds like you're trying to
yeah, you sounded like
leverage that.
Yeah, I'll be at the Fort Worth one for sure. Love it.
I'm trying to will that one in because it's the one right by my house.
Oh, okay.
And we just announced yesterday Draft 101, by the way. Next Thursday out at the Star. April 18th. You get to sit in the meeting room. You can go register right now, 1053thefan.com.
Wait, like in their film room that goes up in the seating?
Yeah, that big meeting room. So
Tolos.
Yes, Tolos.
The one that usually takes place downstairs here, they're going to do it in the film room at the Ford Center?
Yep. You can come on out. Dang. Draft 101. It's going to be a great time. Myself.
What a terrible year for me to get kicked off the draft
Brian
show.
Broadus, Zach Wolchuk, Nick Harris from DallasCowboys.com.
Aisha's got pull over there, I guess. Yeah. Got me booted.
Guess so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. What do you think about what I just said?
I think you're entitled to your opinion.
No, about Dak.
That. You messy. Yeah, I think if they pick one at 24, that means something. If they pick one outside of 24, I think that's insurance. I don't think they actually
They pick one in the second is not.
I think it's a waste of resources, but I also don't think this is our solution. We're going to replace him with this guy. I don't think they would think that way.
I would hope you think that with a second round pick.
I think they view it as they do their depth signings or they'll do their depth picks all the time, or they'll look at guys in the second round as, we're just going to gamble on this guy. They could view a second round pick as just a gamble that they're going to flip at some point.
Or do they think now with the way that off seasons go in the NFL, they could go and get a veteran? That's another option. A Kirk Cousins. Dak could be this year's Kirk Cousins. I just looked up the quarterbacks for the 2025 free agent class. Again, a lot of them are probably going to get re-signed, but just for S's and giggles, Trevor Lawrence.
Nope.
Jordan Love.
Nope.
He's not going to get re-signed?
No, I'm thinking through who's better than Dak, not these two.
Well, this fan text about to have a lot of fun with Jordan Love's future and years and youth.
I like Jordan Love. I was a bigger fan of Jordan Love than most when he was coming out.
Jared Goff.
Nope.
Tua.
Nope.
Yeah, I know you're saying.
I know. I'm listening to the names and seeing if they're better than Dak.
Yeah, I know, but there's more. There's more that goes into it. It's okay. Are they younger, ceiling, and cheaper? Those are all things that
I'm taking
factor into how they play.
I'm taking all of that into the consideration of cost to output. Like I'm factoring all that in and saying that it's still not better than what you're getting from Dak.
Okay. Mel Kiper. he should be the guy that gives us the quarterback name to draft, right? Well, he did not.
This is a team that has an offensive line issue. Let's face it, they got to get a Tyler Guyton from Oklahoma and a Marius Mims from Georgia in the first round. They could double it up and get a Zach Frazier, center from West Virginia. In the second round, they could go running back and look at a Jonathan Brooks from Texas coming off the injury, an elite player. Second round, I have no problem with a running back at that point. And then you look at the quarterbacks, like certainly Rattler's in that mix. Michael Pratt-Tulane, Keaton Slovis, BYU's moved up a little bit into that sixth round. 3, maybe some late day 2. I'm thinking more day 3. Dak was a 4th round pick, but help out your quarterback. And you got to get the offensive line. You need a running back. You need draft choices that have to go to those positions to help your quarterback keep moving it forward and maybe get to a Super Bowl.
So Kiper's like, hey, let's be talking to. You love Mel Kiper. You're going to resurrect Mel Kiper's career now, Bobby, because he's saying don't replace your boy. Good job, Peyton and Rai getting the audio and video on the fan cam. YouTube
hair looks fantastic. I trust that hair. I trust that hair. 100%.
And then Louis Riddick agrees, saying, why are we even having this discussion?
If they wind up taking a quarterback in the first 2 rounds, yeah, we're going to have a whole lot of fun. We're going to have a whole lot of fun on the set breaking this down because we know, I've talked about this extensively, the issues right now with the Dallas Cowboys. Dak, honestly, look, it's a big issue because of his contract and what it means at the most important position, whether or not he's going to be there or not. But Dallas has other things that need to be at the top of their priority list. Okay? Otherwise, it's not going to matter what quarterback you have anyway. This football team, to me, is in trouble for this year because the offensive line is in trouble. The running back position is in trouble. Tell me how this defense is going to look in November and December against the teams in the NFC that have already shown, and in the AFC, you know, the Buffalo Bills, if you guys are wondering who it is, that ran the football down their throat. They have a lot of issues right now. Quarterback is not something, in terms of the draft, that should be on anybody's lips with this team. It should not be.
Well, with all due respect to those two, yeah, for like right now, those other positions and issues are bigger problems. But if you're going to lose your quarterback, you need to go get one now.
Yes.
So like Kiper and Riddick, they can talk, well, the quarterback's not a problem. Yeah, it might be a problem. It could be a humongous problem if he's out the door because he's tired of your disrespect and he wants to go somewhere else. So now is the time, fellas, when you go ahead and plan and get the replacement.
Did they say the same thing when Green Bay took Aaron Rodgers or Jordan Love?
Right.
Did they say the same thing?
It's a different question.
It's different because they were older.
They were older, and Rodgers was talking like he wanted to leave, and they were talking like they wanted him out.
Well, I mean,
I don't remember.
Non-verbally, the Cowboys and Dak are kind of talking like that, aren't they?
Yes.
If they weren't,
we
talking,
assume.
I don't know, they have this wink of, look, we just cannot pay you right now, which I don't know why they would not have come out and said.
And that's what we don't know. There was not a lot of wink with Aaron and the Packers.
No, there wasn't. But like, you know, this is a really smart team building thing. It just is. You know, you don't have to.
It's smart to give up a 4th round pick for Trey Lance and then draft one in the top 3 rounds.
It's not smart to give up a 4th round pick for Trey Lance, like, because it's just not.
So, but you're talking about that within the context of
Bobby, are you arguing the Green Bay approach? You disagree with the notion of getting always drafting the next quarterback? You disagree with that?
No. I'm disagreeing with where the Cowboys are at in that timeline relative to where Green Bay was.
Now, listen, I'm not saying that whoever the Cowboys draft at 24 is better than Dak. I'm not saying that at all. I'm not saying that Dak is not a top 5-8 quarterback. But what the Cowboys do, if they do draft a quarterback at 24, is they do reset their window. When you pay a quarterback, a receiver, and
linebacker,
an edge, $130 million.
Yeah,
which is dang near half your cap.
Yeah,
you no longer have a Super Bowl window. You just don't. The Super Bowl window's gone when you have that. Their only way for them to have a Super Bowl window, and in my opinion, like, this is for all teams, not named the Chiefs, for the most part. Maybe Cincinnati and Buffalo and a couple. You got to have a rookie deal guy.
Yeah,
like, that's it. You know, and there's a very real possibility that in 4 years, if C.J. Stroud doesn't make a Super Bowl, that the Texans do the same thing. Just, it's a possibility, right? That you just keep resetting. You know what I mean? Like, instead of paying the guy $60 million.
So just
No, I'm not saying I would do that, but I'm just saying, like, there's a
in
possibility.
general, I think CJ Stroud will be viewed as a top 10 guy. In general, you're not
I
resetting
agree.
top 10 guys.
You're probably not, but I wouldn't be stunned.
Spittle just texted me and said Broadus spoke to Schefter yesterday and said on G-Bag it had nothing behind it. Okay, so is that like Adam Schefter telling Broadus, I'm not reporting anything, I'm just speculating?
Probably.
He's not
but it's-
reporting like Sean
It's also,
Sharif.
yeah, exactly. I mean, he's not getting payments from Jerry like you, Sean. No, but I mean, also, it could mean that he's talking about, like, because people were talking about 24. He said in any round, like when he was talking about that. He was saying that, like, the Cowboys could be a sleeper team at picking a quarterback anywhere in the draft. It doesn't have to be the first round.
Yeah, the totals on the Frankel attorney text line are saying 817. They're going to the backups. 817. Cooper Rush won 5 games a couple years ago. We're fine. 214 saying we have Trey Lance. Don't worry. So they're not even worried about the draft.
Man, I wish sometimes I had that fan leap of faith in guys like Trey Lance.
It's not a leap of faith.
It's my father.
It's a hatred of the. It's a hatred of the starter.
It's
That's
my
what it is.
it's my father-in-law leap of faith. Like, we got the number 2 pick. We got Trey back there. We Cooper Rush did it. Like just like this jumping off the top of the building into this quarterback safety net.
I'm going to pull all the receipts. I've done it before. Like, I literally made a video of it and tweeted it out, and everybody's like, you're being petty. That's the thing. Whenever anybody's wrong, you can't come back 3 months later, people say you're being petty.
What are you pulling receipts of?
Is the number of people that went, Andy Dalton's about to come for that job.
Yeah,
Dak has effed
That's
up.
dumb.
Andy Dalton's coming for that job. He's played too hard. He's played hardball too aggressively. Andy Dalton's just as good as Dak, and then Andy Dalton had to step in there, and they went, ooh, okay, that didn't work.
Dak beats out 85% of the quarterbacks in the NFL. 90% of the
He was
quarterbacks.
second in MVP.
Yeah, he beats them all out.
I said this months ago, and it's going to forever ring true. No one is ever going to remember that this man just finished second in the MVP race.
I mean, Derek Carr was second one year too.
Oh,
I don't know that he was he?
I did that study where there were some weird second and MVP guys. Like, yeah, I think it was 2016.
he
finished
balled out.
second.
He had a Carson Wentz type
Second
year,
or
but
third in MVP.
Third.
He was third, but he was tied with Ezekiel Elliott. And he was significantly behind Ryan and Brady. It was like Ryan and Brady were the two.
But still,
good
top 3, Derek Carr, top 3 in the MVP. There's been some weird second in the MVPs.
Are you saying that Dak is Derek Carr?
No. I'm just saying, like, you see a lot of guys pop 1 year. Like,
Yeah, but
Hurts did
Dak,
it too.
Dak is not popped for 1 year, though.
No, but he did in the MVP category. He'd never been in the MVP category.
2020, he was going to be. In 2016, he was considered in there even.
But he wasn't.
First half.
But he didn't, right? Like, he never finished that high.
No, like, I mean, it's not like he's never been in the MVP conversation. He had, like, before the calf strain, he was considered the favorite.
Well, 2021, I mean, the numbers, the counting numbers, they're, I mean,
y'all's
they're,
anniversary, you're going to take a shot like that?
they're essentially the same. I wasn't taking a shot at Choppy. I was taking a shot at all the nerds.
I know.
Who have Joker have the MVP locked up. Well, I guess that is Choppy.
That's not me. I'm not a voter.
Completion percentage, yards per attempt, touchdowns, picks, they're all the same in 2021. It's just, I think we had a watered-down MVP race, so Dak finished 2, but he still did finish freaking 2. He still finished 2 in the MVP race, but my point in comparing it to the 2021 stats, this is not a Derek Carr flash to me. There's been much more consistency with Dak.